got some really good reviews from the last podcast. And I'm back. Michelle Kavall, your favorite nurse practitioner for women's health in Palm Beach. Longévité Palm Beach is my practice. And we have Jac Vitale. She is a health and wellness coach.
Hello, hello.
Thank you for joining us. So tell us about yourself. Tell us about your journey. I want to know it all.
Well, for starters, thank you so much for having me. It is an honor to be on here. Like Michelle said, I am Jac Vitale. I'm a health and wellness coach with a major focus in fitness, nutrition, and pain management. My journey, it's so funny when you ask that question because there's so many different journeys now since even I've started. But just bring it back even to being a teenager. Like I had anorexia and depression, and so I really started exploring food and nutrition at a very young age and fitness, and recovered myself through the facts of science behind nutrition, of how, the irrational thinking with anorexia just does not make sense.
Yeah.
And so the facts of scientific nutrition kind of saved me, and that's when I realized there are so many other girls in this situation. Mm-hmm. And men. I do, work with both, but mostly women in this case scenario.
Perfect.
And I want to help those people. I enjoy feeling needed. I enjoy helping people. I enjoy difficult case scenarios to figure out. And so I started my company as a fitness and nutrition coach. I moved to South Florida. I have now progressed into pain management, device services, to like electrode therapy, where we work with the nerves of the body. A lot of anti-inflammatory elimination diet with my clients, and I've had endometriosis myself, so that's really made me a lot better of a coach as well, just through the education of nutrition, hormones, inflammation, PCOS with half of my clientele. So a lot of different journeys I've been through at this point, and this is why I do what I do. I love it.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. So it's funny that you had mentioned that you had several journeys. I feel like I am in the same boat.
Yeah.
I've been in healthcare for so long. I am a born and bred New Yorker, right? And so I've told the story so many times, but I feel like I have to tell you because it's going to resonate with your story. Talk about anti-inflammatory diet and all the things that I've done in my life to get to where I am today, and then to support the women who are my clients and my patients. Mm-hmm. So here I am, New Yorker, working 24/7. I was in the opposite side of healthcare. I did a lot of executive leadership healthcare, and I was on the insurance side, right? Funny enough, where insurance has gone today. And so I did a lot of leadership, and what we did all day long was deny claims. We were just denying claims. And claims were denied left and right, and a lot of it was for women. And at that time, my mother had just finished her menopause experience, and let me tell you, it was frightening. Not only because I had to witness my mother go through her hormone changes, I had to think to myself, my gosh, am I going to have to deal with this one day?
Scary.
And are my hormones going to be so much more different and erratic than they are today? And I thought it was my hormones. It wasn't. It was just high stress. So after moving to Florida and opening my practice, I had realized that both stress, hormones, life changes, diagnoses like PCOS or endometriosis, those are all completely different silos in how they can affect us as women, right? They can affect our longevity essentially. And we all have different journeys, and how we go through those journeys are our own story.
For sure.
Right? But we're all in it together.
Yes.
And so I'm so happy to have you here as a health and wellness coach, and knowing that you are in so many different alleyways of therapies and treatment for women.
Yes.
So thank you.
Thank you.
So let's get into it. Let's talk about nutrition and hormones. Give me, please, your perspective. And I know you're so good at this, and I've spoken to you and I know you for some time. So give me your perspective on nutrition and its impact on hormone health for my ladies, please.
Yeah, nutrition and hormone health is definitely one of my main focuses right now, which is weird. It kind of just transitioned into that. When I got diagnosed with endometriosis was when I really started paying attention to nutrition, because I went through every Western medical practice protocol possible, and nothing was getting better. And funny enough, you're saying health insurance, I ended up getting a surgery that was not covered by health insurance.
Not surprised at all. Yeah. It's much worse now too.
Yes,
right?
It's so bad. And with that surgery, it was a cold cut excision surgery. So they were using a cryo technique to get rid of the lesions from the endometriosis, opposed to cauterization or ablation, which is burning and more scarring. That is accepted by insurance. So, I finally had transitioned into more a middle approach, and then after the surgery, and fully Eastern approach, because even though I had gotten rid of the lesions, I wasn't better, because my body was so disrupted from all the inflammation in there from the endometriosis, and it had put my hormones so out of whack. So what I ended up doing was the anti-inflammatory diet. And
I love it.
Right there, I learned what foods are making me sensitive. When I'm sensitive, now I'm inflamed. When I'm inflamed, I'm having a flare up. Now everything in my body is disrupted. Nothing's going to be able to operate at optimal levels like it's supposed to. And now my hormones are out of whack. Your diet's out of whack. Now your cortisol levels are spiking. Your blood sugar is going to be off. Now you're craving random things. So I really personally experienced the entire train line effect of what can happen. And that's when I started kind of transitioning my nutrition coaching with my women and putting them through the anti-inflammatory diet. I think one of my most favorite stories recently with one of my girls, actually not girls, women, is she was going through menopause. And
let's call her girl.
Okay, yes.
She'll love you for it.
Touche. A girl. And she was going through menopause and had not had her period in like 8 months. Like, it could have been done at this point. I put her on the anti-inflammatory diet. Within 3 weeks, her hormones became so regulated again.
Wow.
Her period came back.
I'm impressed.
I was stoked because I'm like, great, it's working. She was pissed because she had her period.
Yep.
But like,
she was over it.
What does that tell you?
Yeah.
I
love it that you had the experience on your own and you were smart and intuitive enough to put yourself through this journey before you put your clients
that's my rule.
My patients through the journey, right? So I feel like that's why we're so alike, is because we do something similar in practice.
Yes, and you have to experience it yourself to really be able to relate to the individual and sympathize with what's going on, because it's not easy.
Yeah.
So, nutrition and hormone health, I mean, I think the biggest thing to pay attention to for all women is typically if you can be sensitive to something that's seemingly healthy. Like, I'm sensitive to spinach and tomatoes, and that is a seemingly healthy food.
Yeah.
So, if you can identify that, you can probably help align your hormone health right there.
It's funny. When I just started this journey, I did the food sensitivity panel. I mean, I've done them all at this point.
Yeah.
Because like you, I will never prescribe or do any tests or suggest anything to my patients unless I've tried it myself.
Right.
This was like really a long time ago, back in the day. And I've tried this food allergy panel, and it tells me, okay, Michelle, you're allergic to eggs, wheat, which I knew. I was gluten sensitive. I mean, I didn't have celiac, but there's so much between celiac and not celiac.
I think everyone has a gluten intolerance.
100%.
Like, let's be real.
If you're my patient, you're going on a gluten-free diet.
And here's the thing is, even if you don't have a gluten intolerance, the more you eat it, the more you're going to develop one, because it breaks down your digestive lining so much.
That's it. I love that you said that. So that's what happened with this panel. It was telling me I can't eat eggs. It was telling me I can't, gluten I knew about.
Right.
And there was some other things. There were like some seeds that I've eaten my whole life.
Yeah.
There was, I don't know, there was just this gamut of foods that I eat regularly.
Did it seem right? Like, was it on par with?
No. I was so confused. And I'm like, this is all I eat.
Interesting.
I'm killing myself. And I figured I'm eating healthy because I don't eat fast food.
Right.
I barely drink, maybe once in a blue, an occasion, once a month. I'm like the walking, breathing
poster child.
Poster of health. And I have this crazy food sensitivity panel. It's telling me not to eat eggs, and eggs are my main source of protein in the morning. Can you imagine? So I was like, is this right or wrong? Can I ask you, is it possible that these food sensitivity panels are off? Can they pick up on foods you just eat a lot or often?
Yes. Okay. So that is something that I've been paying a lot of attention to. So a lot of these panels are between an 85 to 92% accuracy rate.
Okay.
from my personal findings. I know there are some out there that are in the 97 to 99% range as well.
Yeah.
But what I have noticed is the more frequent a food is in your diet, it's probably going to come up as a sensitivity.
That's frustrating.
Yes,
so how do you decipher? How do you know?
That's why 9 times out of 10, if someone's coming to me to order their IgG food sensitivity test and we go through their results, at the end, I explain that to them and I say, listen, I'm going to put you through hell the next 4 months, but I highly recommend we do the anti-inflammatory diet and validate these accusations. So upon that, with the anti-inflammatory diet, not only are they taking out what the generic list is, but also what it says in their food panel. So it gets even harder because it's like, you know, you're taking out even more things beyond that. And it also speeds, you have a longer process to go through. But
smart.
It gives you accuracy.
And are your clients reluctant?
So I'm very clear with them. You can yell at me. You can scream at me. I'm your punching bag. I'm here for it. Okay. That's what you're paying me for. And that's what I'm here for. But right now I'm working with a decent amount of people and I have a really good batch. They're all like really enjoying this. So I'm trying to like.
Well, they're losing weight.
They are. And I don't even tell them to focus on that. So when it just starts happening, they're like, oh my God. But right now everyone's like really enjoying the diet. So I don't know if maybe my coaching's gotten more exciting and improved or I just got lucky with a group of people. But of course, like it's hard. You have to stop your life for a second in a sense.
Absolutely. I couldn't tell you how many of my patients come to me and say, all right, I'm going to start private nutrition coaching. I will do the anti-inflammatory diet. I will do the elimination diet. Whatever you say, Michelle, goes. But first, I'm going to Europe for 3 weeks.
That's what I do.
And then when I come back, I'm going to kill myself. And I'm like, I'm trying to provide longevity here. This is not a fad. This is not like a punishment. I'm here for you from here to the last day. And I want you to live 5 years longer because you met me.
Okay, but wait, valid point what you just said. They're going to go to Europe and eat like hell for 2 weeks. I'm like, go, because guess what? In Europe, the food, if you eat gluten, if you eat grains, if you eat dairy, their food is not nearly as bad as ours. So you'll still probably be healing your gut already at that point. You know?
Sure. I went to Italy too. I wanted to tell you, like on this topic, I went to Italy when I graduated. I mean, many years ago. We won't talk about when that was. And I will never forget. My plane lands, and I'm with my husband and my brother, and we're all celebrating. And they're like, let's just go get pizza, pasta, bread. And I'm looking at them, and I just realized, what have I done? I can't eat anything here.
But you can.
I'm going to die. And then I started eating things, like trying. I'm like, whatever, the hell with it. I'm on vacation.
Exactly.
I started trying stuff. I didn't gain any weight. I felt so good.
No bloating.
I didn't understand. No bloating.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we're living in the wrong country.
It drives me insane. I mean, the way that the cows are bred there, the casein protein is different than ours, and our casein has all just inflammatory properties in it. The cows there don't. That makes dairy digestible. Right. The gluten hasn't taken over in their wheat products. So you can go there and you can eat the way that humans were supposed to eat.
I know. They're so much healthier.
Yeah, it is, I hear, slightly changing a little. But what I read, and this was, God, talk about years ago, when I got my nutrition certification, it was a 35-page difference of the foods approved in America versus Europe. And that's like a fine print page, you know? We're not talking like big, bold letters on a paper. This is 35 pages of extra foods allowed in America versus
no kidding.
Europe. Yeah.
I'd love to put my eyes on these.
I know. So
I want to read about it and just like make sure. I mean, you're already, if you bump into me in Whole Foods, I'm like, I'm there for 5 hours. I'm turning things around. I'm reading things. My husband's rolling his eyes. My daughter's like, Ma, I want to go home. I'm like, no, we can't have this. This has gums. This has this, preservatives. And we end up buying nothing.
Yes. How does your daughter take to that? Like,
so she's young, and she's watched me the way I am, you know, what I instill instill in my home is really what she knows. Just like when we were growing up, whatever our mothers knew back then is what they instilled in their homes.
Yeah.
So not to say it was their fault. It was just the times that they were living in.
You don't know.
You don't know what you don't know. Now we're so educated, and this is my field, just like you. This is your field. Yeah. I am in the health and wellness field.
I can't not. Yeah.
I can't not. I have to do this. So she's kind of attuned to knowing, and she's 9. She's so cute. She knows what's good and what's not. And she looks at the labels now.
Yes.
And she'll be like to my husband, she'll be like, Daddy, we can't eat that. You know, Mommy's not going to let us do this. And she'll be like, look at the label. This has a guar gum. This has a preservative. Mommy says if you can't pronounce it, you can't eat it. So we can't buy it.
Oh, my God.
She's growing up in a household that is educated, informed, and has the ability to make decisions that are better.
Yeah.
So hopefully
no, it is.
It yeah.
The reason I was asking is obviously I'm going to be the same way.
Yeah.
But
you 100%.
Yeah, my kids might kill me. But no, I had a consultation 2 days ago, and the woman was telling me how, you know, with her daughters, they were at the food store with Daddy one day, and they were like, Daddy, we can't get this. Mommy says if we can't pronounce the words. I'm like, that is amazing. And the kid was 5. Yeah. Like, that's what I'm talking about. She still gets
her snacks. She's still happy. She's still like, there's no deprivation in my house.
Yes. There are
She's still a kid.
There's clean food ingredient brands like Siete. They make the best cookies on earth. Have you had them?
No.
Oh. Siete brand foods.
Send me the link.
I will. Very clean ingredients.
So listen, I mean, we were talking about my daughter, right? We have one of our topics, nutrition gaps across different ages. So what would you say are key nutritional needs? And we don't have to go through the entire gamut of the whole diet, but the nutritional needs differences for, per se, a 20-year-old with PCOS, which I have to tell you are maybe 60% of my clients today are young women with undiagnosed PCOS. I just diagnosed one this morning. And she was mind blown. And she was like, you finally understand me. I've seen my primary care. I've seen my OBGYN.
Her OBG couldn't find
Nobody could figure it out.
Oh
and I
God.
spoke to her for 15 minutes, and we got through it. So she was very grateful. Anyway, back to this. So the difference between her nutritional needs and a 50-year-old woman who's in perimenopause, like knee-deep in perimenopause, super symptomatic, fatigue, brain fog, low libido, night sweats, the whole 9.
So I kind of like that you said we don't need to go through every gap, because honestly, I think almost a very similar rule applies to every gap. With the people in perimenopause, or the women in perimenopause rather, phytoestrogens, I think, are the main thing that should be focused on beyond just a normal, healthy, relatively anti-inflammatory diet.
Yeah.
You know, we want to be getting our seeds, lentils, chickpeas. Those are good phytoestrogens. It's going to help balance your estrogen levels. And then that right there will kind of help with the brain fog and the night sweats and things like that you already mentioned, because you're kind of giving more balance to your hormones.
Okay. I didn't know that. Thank you.
Really?
Yeah.
That is definitely at least one key point that I focus on. But aside from that, and I almost say this when people go and get these like crazy tests done, like that just tell you random information about yourself, it still just comes down to the same thing.
Right.
Eat healthy.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
And let's use what we can to get you to feel good. Right?
Yeah. So even with PCOS, you don't want to have a lot of sugar. Yeah. You know, white breads, bad carbs, simple carbs are going to do that to you, and it's going to, you know, make your PCOS worse. That's the same for any human. It's the same for a woman in perimenopause.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, same in many case scenarios.
So like the PCOS lady, for example.
Yeah.
The one who typically has insulin resistance, right?
Right.
And insulin resistance is not like there's no picture perfect individual with insulin resistance. Just because you're massively or morbidly overweight, that's the only person that we can that's not the only person rather that we put our eyes on and say, this individual has insulin resistance. There are people who are thin, who are predisposed, who have diabetes type 1 or things of that nature in their family. Their grandmother had PCOS, but PCOS did not exist. That's the thing, right? It didn't exist. So now we're looking at these people and they have insulin resistance. What kind of diet, aside from the anti-inflammatory diet, can we instill? What can we provide to them to support them in reducing their inflammation?
Right. I mean, listen, I'm a stickler on the anti-inflammatory diet because I need to know your sensitivities. It's a bio-individual blueprint, everyone's body.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
I might have to use
that. Please, my favorite. You can't determine, the same, like you just said, everyone's different. There's no picture perfect situation.
Yeah.
So that's why I always say we have to figure out your sensitivities at the very least. Once you figure that out, then yes, let's just manage your blood sugar. Let's keep the sugar intake relatively low. Monitor, when do your symptoms get worse? When do they get better? What did you eat around that time? Maybe you need a little bit more sugar, maybe a little bit less. But that's where I would put relatively most of my focus and just a lot of observing, because their bio-individual blueprint with the sugar levels is going to be different as to what level triggers them.
I like that. So one of my tricks in my book for my gals with PCOS is a low dose, microdose of tirzepatide, a GLP-1 peptide.
So
it's very effective and it's very anti-inflammatory.
That.
Tell me what you know. I love it.
I honestly, it was fluke accident. The girl went on it against my discretion because I was like, you don't need to be on, she looks great.
Yeah.
And then like a week after she got it, she was diagnosed with PCOS. And next thing I knew, I just saw like a balancing act happen. Very, very low dosage. She never increased from 0.25.
Yep.
And she stayed right there the whole time. Lost all this weight. She's 37 or 38. And she looks younger than she did at 25 now.
And I'll tell you, I've seen the girls who've been on tirzepatide. For example, I don't work for them. I just happen to like it. It's my go-to microdosing GLP-1. The girls who've been on it.
Tirzepatide.
Always.
I will not do.
No side effects.
Yep. And 2 receptors. So,
exactly. It works on 2 receptors in your brain. You're so good instead of 1. That's very accurate. So when we're on tirzepatide, I kind of like to hook them up with a private nutritionist such as yourself.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to share your information because I love your work.
Thank you.
And I've noticed the first thing they start working on is a GLP-1 diet. What does that mean? Is that the anti-inflammatory diet?
I don't know. Okay. Is that a thing now?
I don't know. I've heard there's a GLP-1 diet, and I'm like, are you guys just making stuff up?
So this is my other favorite thing, too, because like if you actually look at the keto diet, it's kind of similar to an anti-inflammatory diet, except it's just... So you're taking out pretty much the same foods, but you're framing it with keto to be about like heavy fats and dairy. Oh, so I guess no, it's not entirely anti-inflammatory because you don't take out dairy with keto, but like paleo,
right.
It's very closer. Similar, or Mediterranean diet. Like all these different fads have different names.
Okay.
So GLP-1 probably pretty much the same.
All right. They made it up. So inflammation, right? We're using that word so much.
I know.
I even like jotted that down here. Inflammation is a buzzword, like a buzzword.
Yes.
Not a buzzword. It's a buzzword. So what do you think? Is it a buzzword?
No, I think that inflammation is a silent killer. Yeah. And it is, to me, the root of everything, because inflammation is what starts putting your body out of whack. That's what makes your body... It disrupts your body so much that all of its natural daily functions that it needs to be performing can't operate. Yeah. And then things start failing. And then over time, that becomes a chronic issue. And, one of your organs or one of your blood vessels or something isn't now being properly provided to for a very long time. What happens? Blood flow stops going there. Then what happens? Your nerves die. So now you're not even being told what's going on. Next thing you know, you could have, a chronic muscle pain, you could have a chronic disease, cancer, whatever it may be. But I think inflammation is the root of all evil, truly.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, like some of my inflammatory markers in my lab, such as homocysteine. Yeah. We look at CRP, right? There's apolipoprotein A or apolipoprotein B for folks who have chronic elevated LDL or high cholesterol. These are all inflammatory markers that we will pull as functional providers that the PCP will not pull.
Right.
But I think that in relevance to our conversation, they're important for you because you need to look at how much inflammation is going on, and then you can kind of figure out which alleyway we're looking at. Is it the kidney? Is it the liver? Is it the heart?
Precisely.
Is it the hormones? And then what do we add or subtract into their diet?
Precisely.
Right? Exactly.
Precisely. And I think along with that, there needs to be a almost monthly approach. So like 1 month if the kidneys, so let's say the kidneys, liver, and I don't know, thyroid are off, and we'll put it in order. Okay, the kidneys are worse. 1 month, we're just going to focus on the kidneys with the proper diet.
Okay.
Then we're going to go off the supplements. I think then you should do the liver the next month, and then keep blood testing each month. See, okay, did the kidneys get bad in the second month when we went off the protocol, or did it correct? And then you can almost go through every organ and identify what outlier didn't stay at that good maintenance level we got it to. There's your root of the problem.
I love that. It's super fine-tuned, and it's in essence, it's concierge, very similar to what I do for my patients, right? Like I put somebody on a new hormone, I stack them, I never throw everything all at once.
Exactly.
It's trial and error. I just let my patients and my clients know this is a relationship. We're besties now. I'm your bestie.
Yes.
Okay? Text me when you want, when you're crying, when you're sad. We need to get through this together.
You need
Every
to
month
know.
is a new lab.
You need to know when emotionally they're not okay, because that's going to also play a big role in your judgment decisions. Right. If they can handle like a protocol you're going to put them on.
You got it. Yeah.
I understand that, you know, like you need to become my best friend. Like I have clients who spend 45 minutes talking about a girl, and I'm like, my fiance will be like, what are you doing? I'm like, it's important. It's important.
This is work, babe.
Yeah.
All right. So we're really aligned. And another point here that I have to chat with you about, which I'm really interested in, personally, honestly, I'm very interested, is talk to me about fitness and how you incorporate fitness. And I see so much of, you do a lot of fitness videos on social media. I love all of them, by the way.
Thank you.
Signed me up yesterday. Talk to me how you incorporate fitness and nutrition together, what you've shown us in media, and
for sure.
kind of a message for both your patients and my clients together.
Yeah. Oh my God, my brain has so many different things coming in.
This is your favorite, right?
Yeah.
All right.
So my main focus is in functional lifestyle training. So how I explain it to my clients is like, is it cool that you could, I don't know, bench press 400 pounds? Sure. But when are you actually going to use that? At what point is someone crushed under a car where you need to get under and press it up to get them out? Like, you know, very rarely going to happen.
Agreed.
But what you might need to do is take your kid and be able to play airplane with them and lift them up in a bench press and lift your legs up at the same time and play airplane and hold them. Well, what kind of exercise am I going to give you? Not a bench press. I'm going to put you on a mat and we're going to do a chest press with a leg raise. And that's functional. Or a squat press, you picking something off the ground and putting it on the top shelf. Yeah. That's functional. So, of course, I am looking to build strength, but how I set it up with a lot of my clients is you have one strength focused day and one functional day. Okay. So we're taking that strength you're building and we're turning it into functionality. Yeah. And that's lifestyle. So to even expand on this was the other thing crashing into my head, is with women who have PCOS and endometriosis, a low to moderate impact workout is much better than a high intensity.
I learned that on my own somehow. I just figured it out. I stopped with the HIIT classes and the crazy spin classes. I was sweating so much and I was so hungry. I was ravenously hungry. Yeah. My hubby was like, what is wrong with you? You're eating so much. You don't eat this much food. Yeah. So I'm like, something is wrong. And I wasn't losing weight. I wasn't gaining muscle. I completely stopped and flipped it on its head and started doing different things.
Well, another thing to pay attention to with those types of symptoms are, it's so funny because when people are trying to lose weight, they think calorie deficit. But like, we don't realize actually how little we eat in a busy day or something like that. So more often than not, I'm yelling at my clients to eat more. And
same.
Yeah.
I'm like, protein, water, fiber.
Every 3 hours. Keep going. Yeah. And then a lot of people don't realize, after a workout, the first thing you actually want to eat is carbs, not protein. Because what's happening is during your workout, you're depleting your glycogen storages. And your body's first goal after a workout is to replenish those glycogen storages. The second goal is to repair the muscle and grow the new muscle. So if you don't have carbs available in your body to be put into those glycogen storages, your body, since it's already in a breakdown mode from the workout, is going to keep chipping away at your muscle protein and then convert it to glucose and store it that way. So instead of gaining muscle, you're going to lose it.
Okay.
So carbs are very important when you're working out, and you have up to 48 hours after a workout to get protein in for it to synthesize and create the new muscle and repair.
Okay. You heard that, right, ladies?
Yeah, that is a fact that not many people
carbs.
talk about. Yes, eat complex carbs. But no, with a PCOS or an endometriosis diet, you know, bloating, inflammation usually occurs with high intensity. Mm-hmm. And I know with myself and endometriosis, if I have a hard workout, I can't move for 3 days.
Yeah, same.
It's not fun.
Unless you're taking peptides.
Yes, that is true.
That's
it helps
a whole
lot.
different conversation.
Yes, for sure.
All right. I love it. I love it all. I really appreciate you coming and joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for the facts. Thanks for showing up. I will definitely get your info out to all my patients.
I appreciate you.
And
Same.
my clients. And again, I'm so happy that you came.
This was amazing.
Yeah.
Thank
thanks.
you.